Avowed looks like a basic version of Skyrim. Yeah. I'm not sitting here pretending like Skyrim's got some fucking like magical gameplay system.
Modded
but it
Skyrim.
definitely is that. I don't care about mods, bro. If you can't play the game vanilla, then it's a trash game. If you need mods to make the game good, then it's trash. Get it out.
Exactly.
Mods are just supposed to enhance the experience, not make the experience. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't care about that. Skyrim is one of those games that you in it for a long haul. Like if you're not if you're not invested for a long time in that game, you're not going to see the fruition of the actual gameplay. That's just how it goes. But that's a true RPG through the sense of the word, where as time goes on, you're just unlocking more and more shit. Before you realize it, damn, the gameplay is totally different than what it was in the beginning. And that's good. That's a good thing. But in terms of gameplay, it looks extremely basic. Very, very basic.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next products.
And that's kind of sad coming from the fact that it's coming from Obsidian, which again, the experience that Obsidian has puts me to the point where I don't have that level of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess forgiveness would be the word, I suppose. Compassion. Yeah, I don't have that level of compassion.
Hypnotic doesn't have compassion. Color me out.
Number two,
Neither do I, honestly, no.
In terms of the bugginess of the gameplay, I mean, I'll send you the trailer if you want to watch the whole thing. It's like about 30 minutes or so of gameplay. It's all over the fucking place. Okay, you're not going to see people fall through the world because they're not going to show you that, right? They're not. Why would they put that in their gameplay? Nobody's going to do that. You're only going to find that out when you play the game. But what I will say is that accepting that level of performance from out the gate, that's a slippery slope that led us to the eventual release of Fallout 76. And if anybody was there at the release of Fallout 76, you would understand that only happened
literally same day.
That game only happened. Fallout 76 only happened the way that it did because of the acceptance of people throughout the years of just being like, you know what? Hey, it's a Bethesda game. Haha. We should
blind faith.
Dude, no, just real quick on the 76 thing. Not even about the game, but the fucking duffel bag situation. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
not the duffel bags, bro.
I remember
Here's
that.
the shit that's blowing my mind about that though. When I saw Fallout 76,
70 cents.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Fallout 76. I knew insta garbage. It was nothing for me to even check out. I enjoyed watching people buy that game and complain about it because I was like, you stupid motherfuckers, how did you not see that was going to be trash? Same thing with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's why I'm so like I'm floored by the people who actually bought the game, because when we saw it last year, it was like, yeah, insta garbage.
Well, Atreus, do you, as someone who was a day oneer for 76 and then returned it next day, do you want to know what the selling point was?
That they was going to make it better over time, right?
No.
16 times the detail.
No, that also wasn't it. No,
It's fucking bad.
here was the selling point for 76. If you were invested in Fallout for the story, this was going to be sort of an origin point that was never been done in Fallout. They're making a game that you are freshly coming out of the vault, so there's no NPCs. The whole idea is that only the people in the game, you are the ones that built the world that you would go on to see in later Fallout games. And that's a cool idea.
Wait. That has nothing to do with what I was saying, because the reason why I said what I said about 76 and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is because when he says accepting just anything, and then when the game comes out and it looks bad, I don't feel like I have this inept eye on what looks like a terrible fucking game. I believe mostly, especially this last year and a half, I feel like we all have had a keen eye on what looks terrible, and then when it comes out, it winds up being fucking terrible.
Remember, 76 was 7 years ago, so those eyes weren't really there yet.
I get that, but what I'm saying is because we all have that keen eye, that's why I'm terribly perplexed as to how we're having such a difficulty getting on the same page about whether, at least I am. Everybody else seems to be on the same page. I'm just confused because I don't see this. I'm looking at this game and I don't see this trash heap of what we're describing here.
I just think it's the lack of experience with that particular game.
I see a mid heap, and I kind of want a mid heap.
I don't.
See, it's both. You know what's crazy? It's both ideology that are driving me nuts, right? So like, Atreus is not seeing it And I think it's coming from a lack of experience with those particular
that
games
genre,
to not see it. And then Leon, who has the experience, he's like, well, I think it's charming to be, falling through the world and, having to restart my game. I kind of want that. Gee, what's this Fallout 76? Oh, it's okay. I'll just return it. They'll fix it later. It's it's like both ideologies are driving me nuts.
I don't want them to fix it later. That's the thing is,
you want to keep falling through the world.
Yeah, like, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Let me explain.
I'm not signing
let's
up
take
for that.
the Evil Dead franchise. So movies of the Evil Dead were like bad B horror movies, right?
All right.
No, don't.
Somebody cut him off.
Wait.
Look,
Let's
hey,
hear him out, let's hear him out.
it's my favorite fucking film
Let him
franchise.
cook,
Why
let
can
him
they
cook.
not
I want
see
to
how
hear the
it's
bad
done?
comparison.
The Evil
I want to
Dead
hear the bad
movies-
comparison. Go.
The Evil Dead movies were cheesy, low budget films. Now here we are in the modern era. All of
Hail
a
to
sudden,
the
Evil
king,
Dead
baby.
films got crazy ass fucking budgets and are really hyper produced. I don't want hyper production. I don't want high budgets. If you're gonna make a sequel or the idea or a spiritual successor or whatever to something that was low budget cheese, keep the essence of that low budget cheese.
All I'm saying.
That's what I'm
That's all I'm
We're
saying.
Leon,
asking
that's
the wrong
terrible.
I
That's
think
We're
terrible
asking the-
because-
we're asking the wrong.
That's terrible because you are asking for that low level or mid level, whatever kind of charm, but they're charging you high level price for that charm.
exactly.
That's the
terrible.
problem. That's the basic
If this was
problem.
a $39.99 game, I don't think anybody would really be complaining very
Yeah,
much. But
everybody
they're
would be fine with
asking
it.
you.
And you know what? That I will grant you that argument 100%. That is true. But at that point, that's more of an industry standard. We've fucked up by letting things get to the point they are. We didn't gatekeep enough. We didn't press hard enough.
That's what I said.
But we did keep
I will
pressing enough over the
100%.
years, though. Like, there's been multiple YouTubers that are not even part of our sphere that have been protesting to gaming studios, hey, why are you overcharging this much for a product that's
Because
obviously
niggas is
not
gonna pay
$60
for
or
'em.
$70?
And
Well, that's a
my
great
point,
idea
Trace.
for an olive branch, though. Lower the price. Just lower the price if you want to.
Bad Leon.
Why
Why
would
is
you
it
buy
free?
buying the game anyway?
It's on Game Pass.
Atreus is right.
And I'm not going to buy the game, but you know what? That is a good point. I will say Hypnotic takes the dub on that one. Fair enough.
Nah.
Atreus is Atreus is right though. It's the fact that gamers will pay for it no matter what. Well, certain gamers, right? So Bethesda has that following of people that are going to pay for it no matter what, knowing that they're
Whale
about to get
gamers.
some really fucking buggy shit for the first 6 months
I will
of release.
say
let's
I
say.
proudly didn't pay for Starfield. Starfield's
And then for the record, they do lower the price of the game when niggas don't buy it. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Deluxe Edition is what? $5? $3.50.
How many months did it take him to lower the price again?
So we should just wait for 6 months to a year for the game to be half the price,
Yeah.
and it'll probably work properly.
There are certain developers and studios that do have that kind of following that will support them no matter what kind of slop comes out, no matter how buggy it is. And Bethesda does have a very dedicated fan base that will do that. And then when you try to point out, hey, why
2K.
exactly are we supporting this level of behavior? They're like, well, you just don't get it. You don't understand the charm. Hypnotic
It's a
just doesn't get
feature.
it. You mean I don't get it? All the fucking games that I've played, the thousands of hours in Fallout and fucking Elder Scrolls, I just don't get it. That's the same level of argument that these motherfuckers like Mighty Cuckpig use. Oh, you just don't understand media literacy. You just don't get it. Like, no, what the fuck do you mean? I see exactly what I see. And I enjoy the gameplay loop. I do like what Skyrim and Fallout have to offer. But ultimately, it is still a shitty experience for the majority of the time, which is why I don't buy their games till a year or two later when they're much cheaper and they're fixed, because there's no fucking way that I'm buying it day one. They lost me. Like I've said so many times, BioWare lost me for day one. Blizzard lost me for day one. Bethesda lost me for day one. And I'm damn sure glad that I never got involved with 76, because all I did was watch from the sidelines. And had that game come out 3 years before, I probably would have been in that shit. I probably would have been in that shit. I would have been that person who bought 76 like an asshole, and I would have, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where just because I like the gameplay and I like the idea of it doesn't mean that I'm going to look at it with rose-tinted glasses and be like, yeah, no, this is fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. And then when I look at Avowed doesn't have that level of respect, in my opinion. It's not an established IP. It's something brand new. Now, granted, it's coming from an established studio, which is why I don't give it the level of forgiveness that I would give for something that's brand new normally. But all I see is a basic Skyrim. Even the gameplay they were showing for the skill trees, and it's all basic. All of it seems very basic.
Can I interject real quick? Because
fuck you. No, you can't. I'm just kidding.
Damn it.
Fuck you.
I'll give you what you're saying. I agree with you to the point of it might not be worth 70. But initially, when I heard this was going to be on Game Pass, I liked what it looked like, and I was like, you know what? It's worth it to re-up Game Pass to at least give it a shot. And if I fell in love with it, then I would have bought it. Like that's what I was thinking.
But that's different. Smash. Re-upping Game Pass costs how much?
$15, right?
Yeah, so it's $15 worth of investment to risk that a lot of people will be willing to lose that money and take the chance on a game like this for $15 or even $30. But the fact that it's a $70-some-odd game and that's at the basic version, we all know there's going to be a $99 version.
No one's gonna buy it. That's what I'm saying.
Of course they will. There's people that buy the games all the time.
There's fucking whales that'll do it.
Star Wars Outlaws are gonna buy it. They'll have 1,000 people to buy it.
I was gonna spend the $70 on it before the pronouns. That's why I'm so before the pronoun shit happened, I was going to buy it for $70.
Same.
So that's why I'm like, I'm hearing all of this. This gameplay looks this and this is that, and I'm like, well. And then as far as the color palette and the artistic style they went with, obviously that's like they went the way of Dragon Age. But here's my thing: I had a certain expectation with Dragon Age that I am not coming in to Avowed with. So I mean, unless there was a
Why not? You can say that it's a new IP, but it's not a new IP.
I've never played Pillars of Eternity, so I don't.
Oh, but that's
it's
your
based off of that
issue.
universe, though.
But
Yeah.
it's not.
I just want to reference something Smash said. So, again, Star Wars Outlaws sold a little over 1 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
That's over 1 million copies. 1 million people that bought that game at full price because they did it within a couple of weeks or a few weeks, and that's not even including the amount of people that were on Ubisoft. So. Yes, the game is on Game Pass, but there's still.
I was being ridiculous when I said Star Wars.
But the point is, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to buy the game on Game Pass. There's still going to be plenty of gamers out there that are going to actually buy the game, and then they're going to buy the game not realizing what they're getting into.
Yeah,
like there's
not enough
still,
to recoup the cost of the development.
They're never even. It doesn't matter. They're never going to recoup the cost anyway. They probably weren't going to recoup the cost regardless.
They might have if they didn't fuck it up. That's what we're all talking about.
No, I don't believe that.
But it's not about. I'm not talking about the cost. I don't care about the cost. What I'm saying is that
you brought up the cost.
I didn't bring up the cost.
No, technically it was me and a couple people. So
no, I didn't.
I thought you brought up the $70.
No, that was probably me.
Cost how much it took the studio to make the game.
How much do we know?
I don't care about them recouping the. I'm not talking about $70 for them to recoup their money back. I'm talking about $70 for value for what you're getting. And knowing what you're getting. And the thing is, I can look at this game and know you're going to get a buggy piece of shit mess.
But I think
for maximum
you're looking
price.
at it from a different perspective. I think Microsoft's looking at it as this is a Xbox Game Pass seller, and they need that because Game Pass is struggling.